Today we have a company, it's called Vegan, and they really want to share some information that will put our hospital up there with the experts. So I'll give the word to Emily from Vegan.
Well, we started the presentation with the idea that we already had a conversation about and the ability of asking some questions before. So
Do whatever you want.
So I'm sorry I can't just give you the story by heart yet because we worked on it until this morning early, so I will read it and Zoe will put the right picture at the right time for us. So, well, based on everything you told me, big lines will be a perfect fit for you. As we discussed earlier, I would like to go deeper into those bloodstream infections. Extra cost in an ICU ward. The extra cost in ICU wards of bloodstream infections has been pointed out at €7,140 a case by the KCE report in 2009 that was done in Belgium. 36.1 of those patients with nosocomial infection dies because of bloodstream infections. The cost of the prolonged stay due to an infection is about €17.3 million a year. Based on these studies and my experience in several hospitals like Lyon and UZ Leuven, I know for a fact that developing an IV team is the best way to tackle these infections. The goal of this IV team is choosing the right catheter for the right indication, taking into account the individual patient. In UZ Leuven, I already had the opportunity to start up an IV team of 1 nurse and 3 doctors, and let me tell you, this structure is such a big success that they are expanding their team to 3 nurses and 3 doctors. Let me tell you why. IV teams give structure, procedures to the hospital. I'll give you one example. We have our patient, Victor. We know Victor for a long time. At this time, he's 86 years old. He comes in regularly because he needs his antibiotic treatment, but age has done his work and his peripheral veins are not that good anymore. Victor doesn't like coming to the hospital. Well, now, as soon as Victor has had 3 puncture attempts, automatically the IV team takes over. They made a choice for Victor to put in a PICC line. For him, it changed his whole world. He was able to go back home again, to his farm, where he actually spent every minute of his life until then. He was able to play again with his grandson, who is also called Victor, by the way. The hospital, a nasty and scary place for him, changed totally. Became just a bus stop, where he went for his coffee and his medication. An IV team in this hospital will change your world too, and the patient's view on sickness. With only 1 nurse and 3 doctors, you will prevent peripheral mistreatment and raise patient satisfaction. The IV team will also be able to plan the different procedures so you, as a doctor, won't be forced to take in charge unexpected patients at the wrong time and place. I worked in hospitals for years, and I can't tell you how many times an anesthetist had to come back just at the time he was going out for a relaxing run because the peripheral catheter has died and the patient has just failed and the patient needs an IV in, and there were no more options for that patient. I see that the IV team prevents peripheral mistreatment of patients. Their dedication and knowledge inspires the nurses on the ward and makes sure that every patient's individual needs are achieved by giving good education to all the hospital workers. Taking this one step further, I can tell you that the financial impact on UZ Leuven was also huge. They were able to raise their patient satisfaction and their image about 20%. The financial impact on the hospital was calculated to a higher patient turnover for about 10% due to a quicker follow-up in home care. tell you that they are waiting impatiently for the next KCE report, because they know their numbers will be great. The studies we have found have proven that the use of PICC-line has a direct financial impact of 15,000 euros a year for each hospital. These 15,000 euros can be used in many other ways. Education is the key in this project. I will make sure that every doctor and nurse in your heavy IV team has the proper education. You can contact Dr. Christiani in his hospital, with whom I've recently had the pleasure of setting up his IV team, and he will stress the fact that I was there with him every step of the way. But just between us, please don't contact him on Thursday afternoon. It's his day off, and he's not used to being interrupted anymore. I will provide all the needed information and training for the home care nurses. They will be educated, receiving starting packets and leaflets to take care of the IV access in the most optimal way of working. The biggest downside will be that you only will see the patient back when he comes to say bye, because he will no longer be in need of your help after being punctured like thousands of times. What would you say if I told you that I can make this happen for every patient that walks through the door of this hospital?
Wow.
Can you please
Je mag ze erin zetten. Dat is sowieso, hè? Okay, feedback. What did you think about the presentation? Has somebody else done a presentation like that for vegan? No. Do you think the other competitions do a presentation like that?
No.
Yours goes yes?
Yours going to be hit?
I can imagine that this kind of structure is growing now, telling stories, but it's not coming use, certainly not.
Okay. I want you to, from your point of view, you see, it was like that. From your point of view, what were you personally looking for? You said like, I would have a little more, yeah. Now you're going to have like different people that want different things from a presentation. And they're going to tell you what they missed, so you can just add it on, like for one sentence into it. Is that okay? Chris, give some feedback.
Yeah, she's blowing me from my stock away.
Chris needs to blow you away.
That was totally great. See, money. Wow. I have no words for it.
Okay. I remember the word blow, I don't know why. First image you got.
I thought it was great, but the one thing we discussed, but that's me of course,
I heard some very impressive numbers at the beginning, 700,000 euros, but they didn't, are not stuck in my brain because I didn't see
No,
them.
but I can give you the reports
Of course,
afterwards
yeah.
because it's
Of
a real
course.
report.
That's something rest of
It's
the
fine.
Yeah.
Look. This is like very important. It was the beginning. You know the presentation? If you got like very concrete, people do not notice it. But like for Martin, it was very important. So he knows something. All the questions in the looping will be about numbers.
Yeah.
So afterwards, you will go and he will, if you do presentation in group, and you ask, the Martin will always ask for numbers.
Yeah.
So even if you're in the group, if Martin asks for numbers, you start looping in for numbers. Not only that number, you need to be very impressive. You need to study this from Professor that and that or that. And then he will be like shutting up. And he will be like satisfied and but then you give me your email address, I'll give you some more reports. What you do is you ask Laura, you ask like these files, and we send them in.
One each day.
Yeah.
The KCE report is 190 pages and the other studies is about 170 pages. So I think you will be busy a little while.
No, he won't be busy.
No,
He'll be
because
enjoying himself. For us that will be busy. For him that will be like heaven. Okay? So if you got somebody asking for numbers, you just repeat the concrete number you got and you start looping them and closing them down. And then in the end you go like, Martin, if that's okay, once we can install the big line, what I want you to do is give me your email address. I'll send in tomorrow, you have to do that tomorrow, I'll send in all the files. I hope you get WeTransfer.
No, we transfer.
Got it?
Yeah.
So that's a numbers person. So you need to have a few numbers in. His mind went like, he didn't hear anything after the numbers. He was like, what? More numbers, more numbers, more numbers. And the only thing he know was the vision. He had some fingers, but in his mind he was like, the numbers, Is that okay that I thought?
Yeah.
He didn't hear the rest of it. He heard it, but he was like, give me more numbers.
So you would put, do we put more
No,
numbers?
no.
Numbers.
Because now you already know that somebody wants numbers, and so he's impressed already that you got numbers.
Can we use a sliding PowerPoint with all different studies? Only a picture of this?
No, because you'll bore everything. This morning I gave a presentation in different format, and some people were falling asleep.
Yeah. Or read all the time on the screen and not listen.
Yeah, no, but not the abstract, but only like can use the first day with a picture of the first page and all.
Yes, I agree.
If you do too much numbers in your presentation, the rest of the people will fall asleep. And he will be interested in numbers. So now you have to take Martin separately and feed him the numbers. In this hospital, if it's about numbers, every doctor here will listen to Martin.
But now Martijn is going fell asleep. Martijn is fell asleep. So I can imagine Seb to put one slide for 2 seconds. There we have papers, we have studies. But those are interesting.
I think
Yeah, but
if
when you
we
think
do
about
that,
it,
the danger is that he will talk about it and start
ask question
developing it
about
and
this.
talking
Yeah.
about.
The only question you want at this time is not the talk about the numbers. The only question you want, Martin, is the question he posed you, and you want to answer it that way.
So you don't give the
So
chance
he's-
to open a discussion about the numbers.
No.
You have a slide.
You don't want him to have discussions, but Martin, were you happy with the answer you got here?
Yeah.
The number answer? He's happy.
Well, I think it's important that the next day you really send it, So he can say after, yeah, I got all the numbers, it's really great, let's do it. And then they will believe you because they know you're the...
If you're going to get a discussion with, or about the numbers, you want to get the discussion one-on-one with Martin.
Yeah.
The others are not interested. If they have to sit in a meeting for 3 hours while you're discussing numbers,
They're bored.
they're bored. And they're thinking, like this representative, that's...
Yes, but is that a discussion just mentioning it? Showing it by...
If you show the numbers, and you're a numbers guy, you go back like, can you get that slide in again? And you'll be talking about that slide for an hour.
Yeah, so you don't give him the chance to do the discussion on this time.
Then the work students make an appointment with you,
Yeah,
send
we make an appointment.
discuss it,
Well, I guess like
and you will do the internal.
So you want them in the meeting, like now everybody was saying, wow! And then you want to loop somebody like Martin, you said, well, and then you take him apart. And then you go, then that's your thing, you talk. You don't want them discussing it together, what the problems are. You want to get like one-on-one, okay? And looping them one-on-one on the numbers. But you need to know your numbers. Otherwise, this guy will say.
But we have to wait for that.
Yeah.
But they want the fun.
Is that clear or is that like...
We still missed the studies in this presentation.
No!
Okay, so...
But then did you miss the now are you happy?
Yeah, because we made an appointment and we can discuss numbers.
So now you got...
Because otherwise you will bore all the rest of them with
Yeah,
your
for
high
sure.
numbers.
Did you hear? We got like 2 seconds after the presentation and you already got your next appointment.
Great. We will be back at soon.
You hear that? That's how fast it goes. That's the next appointment. You send in the numbers, you'll need a little bit of time, you go, well, we can come in, we'll do the numbers together. Then you won't read it. And you'll be like, yeah, but I want to read them first. So you make an appointment in 2 days, so he was up all night long, looking at your numbers.
See those?
He will be like sleepy, and then you can influence much easier.
Because I'm saying...
You take some coffee.
Do you understand what's happening here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to say, I think I would like to have some numbers of comparison on a certain time. You say, and you say Leuven, 10% of the people, 10%, because I will compare one hospital with another. I'm interested in that.
We'll send you those data.
Okay. She's not asking you about the data. What she's asking you is about a confirmation from Leuven that the data is correct. So what you want to do with her is bring her in contact with the doctor, because he will be, that's your masterminding. And then you say to her, great, you can do that with that doctor and that. And if you like each other, I can bring you together because he has some other stuff and you talk about something totally different. So she will be going, wow, we can talk about that and that too. And he knows professionals talking together. How does that sound?
Yeah, I remember such a thing in my professional, in my nurse career. It was the same thing, that's really like that.
You close somebody down. Next.
Who's going to buy big lights?
Oh, Martin. So you're selling them or you don't want to buy them? Is that what you're saying to me?
Oh yeah, and actually, but not with this team already. We're not there yet, let's say.
Okay.
Like it was a very good story from being spent to patients and to the other customer clients and customer experience. So I really like for me to just a little bit to say, I miss the numbers for me to visualize. So I need to see it. So okay, I heard it, what was it? And oh, I forgot it already. And so yeah, for me it works when it's more visualized.
Okay.
Just
In the PowerPoint.
yeah, just for a couple of seconds.
If people start saying the same things as some other people
Then you
say,
bring them.
that's okay. And that's normal. So watch out who you put in front first and she needs to see the numbers. When you're closing down in the looping, you can actually ask for concrete numbers here. So as long as you go like, big numbers, then you ask for what number do you want to see, and then you close them down. Even if they're like a big company like this, you close down somebody, one person. You start talking to her, that's how I do it. Until Marijke goes,
Hey. Lucy.
take 3. Until Miriam goes like, oh, that's okay. So you start talking to her and looping her, as we learned here. So even if you're in a big room, you want to be sometimes focusing on somebody and looping it. And if you will do that with Martin, looping on the numbers, he still wants to see the whole study. That's not her question.
She just wants to visualize.
Yeah, so you need to work on that, and then you can make it concrete for her. And at a given point she will go like, oh yeah, that's good. So you'll be, and the way we loop here is like, well, we got in a training or in people, you go like, Miriam, if you got, and you ask her very gently, and they say, yeah. And then you talk a little bit about myself. I'm a nurse myself, and I know how it feels and that. And then we talk about legal as a company, we do that and that. And then you go like, and for your question, what number exactly would you like? And then she'll tell me, and then I'll give her the answer. Is that okay? And if she goes like, yes, you got another yes. No more questions. Next person.
Brilliant. Brilliant presentation. I'm not a theoretical guy, so I'm not using the numbers at all. I enjoy listening to a success story within my professional group. And the only thing that I miss is, I'm a practical guy. How do I actually do it practically? What do I need? What kind of stuff? What kind of things are there?
Dat is de vraag die we willen hebben na de presentatie. Dat weet je zal het komen.
What would be the answer? Give him an answer.
Well, I hear what you say, but we see in a lot of hospitals, we start with big lines, that there is a really great outcome for the patient that can go home quicker. And then you answer the question.
Yeah,
That's
look.
not my question.
Look,
No,
I'm going to look it. Ask me the question.
What do I actually need? How do I perform the procedure? What do I need? What do I have to look at? What do I have to be aware of?
But then, I heard you found like my
Mike,
It's okay now. I'm going to do it.
All the way is right.
you got a shell there.
Day 3.
It's in 3 pathways.
I did a mistake when I hired these people. I always am nearly on my day,
So, Mike, I really liked it when you said, I found it was really great. And I think when you start out and actually put them in, we can talk about the other cases where they put it in and what you actually need. I am as a representative from Vegan. What I did like 7 hospitals like this, and what we found in practice was very simple, that we just started in with like 5 big lines, we went into theater and we placed them. So you actually can feel and see how it works, because otherwise you don't have anything else to do. And that's the way we work at Vegan.
Let's start tomorrow.
Thank
So that?
you. Wonderful.
Okay.
Did you see how you close them? It's one loop. The only thing he wants to do is, I want to do it. If you talk about it, well, the procedure, or maybe you can, no, you just say like, I close them already. Look, just get in the order of like 10. We're going for it. So this guy is going for it, and the other guy's like, wait, that's not possible. I need my numbers.
But Miriam is already replacing them, so it's okay.
So now you got this internal discussion going on, and that's the important part. Yeah, but we get your numbers. And he's like, wait, not another inside fighting. Who's going to do it first? That's what you got. That's looping and closing. So it's like formal if you do it and then you learn about it, but actually when we do it, it's like very easy. Oh yeah, I don't know. Sounds fair enough. And Mike going, yeah. And this guy's mad. Hey, I want to first my number, and then we can start. No, we're already making a deal. When can you do that? When do you have the time to do that actually?
Next week.
Next week. Huh? And so this guy is closing and is going to do it next week, and this guy is mad. So he wants to do it next week as well. But then, is it okay I send you the numbers tonight so I can come in tomorrow, we can discuss it? And then this guy will go like, of course! Once a week.
Have fun with the weekend.
Sounds okay? It's good. Is it okay I do it like this?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
I think it was very, very nice. It's a nice experience. I think it was an experience for me. One of the most nicest things is don't call him at Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon. It's very strong.
Yeah, I can almost.
Sorry.
We got some.
I have a little dot on my vocal cord, so you told us don't call him at Thursday morning. It was very strong. The doctor. To the other doctors. I'm Jack, I'm a doctor. I have a nice experience, but I never heard of a pick line. What is a pick line? I think I missed a little bit connection or a view on a product. IV team is a concept, but I never seen a pick line, so I'm not engaged to like pick lines because I don't know what a pick line is. So I think I missed this a little bit.
Okay,
just
wait.
Just the view of the bad spot on his hand, perhaps a view of a pick line is a better world after.
No, what he's asking now is, actually he said it was okay. It was not like out there, it was like here. And then he said like, I want to see a big line. He wants to visualize a big line. So what you need to do to get him in is actually take out a big line. Open it up. Let him feel it.
Just to feel it, yeah.
Would that be okay? If we just took out the big line so you can see it? Now?
Yes, that's okay. But I can imagine we want to embed a bit.
No. So you're closing him. He wants to have the visual of the big line. What you do, you go by, if there's a table in the middle, and you open it up just for him. And the others will look at the big line.
You wouldn't adapt your presentation with one slide with the big line? No, that's not.
No.
To avoid
We want Jan to have that question in.
Yes.
You don't
But
see
I
the
can
products,
imagine
the IV team and some of
The concept.
The new
For him,
products.
for him, the concept is not important. We just want to see the big line. So now you're going to pose it on the big line. So this is very concrete. You asked me, Catherine, you asked me the question in the beginning.
No,
Yeah, but people will.
That's not my issue. My issue is I like the concept but I do not understand parts of the concept. So to understand more of the concept, I like to know what you're talking about.
Ja.
Wij zijn er ook van.
Het is goed, maar je gaat redden bij jou. Het is gewoon
En wij zijn
c'est toujours le même. Il va toujours poser les mêmes questions. Lui, il veut le voir.
Non, peut-être il n'était pas là, peut-être il n'était pas présent. Il était en congé. Ils ont dit, viens, je vais parler de la campagne.
I did understand that the 16 questions you wrote down. Everybody has a blind spot with his question. And when you embed in your presentation those
As good as,
questions-
as good as possible, yeah. You want to do as good as possible, and what we're doing now is, I think they did great.
It's very great.
So you always will have questions, and everybody will have questions. So even if you got like 16, or you got like 12 in, or you got like 7 of the 16 in, people wanna ask their question. And everyone has a different point of view, so they will ask questions about things they feel important, and then you have to go deep one-on-one. That's what we're saying. So if we put up that thing, you would have another question. So you can actually start the presentation, do all the things in, but I know if you put in the numbers too much,
I lose all the rest.
you lose all the rest, and you'll be discussing the numbers with Martin. So you want to postpone the number. So that's deflect.
And I think if we put a picture of a big one, we will have stupid discussion about like what is that needle, and don't you want a longer needle, and don't you want a bigger big one, and we needed a double lumen, and that wasn't the point of our discussion at this moment.
Is that a product demonstration?
So now you have to find a way of answering it. If you want to, you can actually open the big line and show it to him, and then you get into that discussion. So you don't want to have that discussion here at this table. You want to have them go another appointment with you to do that. How would that feel?
Separately.
Also for you.
Yeah.
Good answer for you? Joost.
The presentation itself was very powerful, very clear story. From my point of view, I would have chosen to stand up, even though it was
Yeah, that's
verbally.
my personal
But
problem.
that makes it even stronger for the people who listen to you. Otherwise, you're just looking instead. But that's personal one. On the other hand, I was thinking you were mentioning the number. Well, we discussed the numbers already, but you were mentioning saving 50,000 euros.
No,
What?
15.
15. What?
No, he says.
What we can do to make it more concrete for the audience is on their websites there's always some key points that they are working on. If you transfer that money into, they can spend it into
Yes,
patient safety. So
that's a great idea actually, because you know usually in our hospitals where you work, what the budget is going to be. I think that's a great suggestion. Instead of saying, and you know what that money can be used for, you can say, and I know that you are looking
working
for
on.
budgets to work on this or that.
What you can
That's a
do
great idea.
with Joost, because now he's budgeting.
Yeah.
What you want to do is actually, and that's the numbers guy. Okay?
And I'm a budget guy.
And that's the budget guy. You see, like, maybe we can, when I send you the information too, maybe we can come together with you and you can get the budget holder in, so we can discuss it with the group. Would that be okay? So you can go over the actual one?
Are you saying now that you are making now subgroups and new teams in the hospital to get your thing done?
If that's possible, if that's necessary, you never close down a whole group like this. This is not happening. If you can do that, you're like, very good. And that means that if you're doing that, that you should know all the numbers. So if you're asking about the numbers, you should be able to do in 3 minutes, you should be able to give all the numbers, and in the hospital is this, and when you get the number, give me the slide, and I do. You have to be able to do that, and then they all have to come together. We got like 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got like 10 people in here. Getting these people together will take you
2 years, 1 year.
2, 3 months.
Ja. Zo'n groep.
Evaluatie
It depends, you can be lucky that they have a meeting every month and that they're looking for submissions.
1 month. If you're lucky, it's 1 month, otherwise it's 2 months or 3 months.
And you can have someone that is
In
about
3
a
months.
year for
Maar
Zo.
3 maanden zou moeten kunnen. In 3 months should be doable.
behalve universiteit.
If you do it like that, you need 3 months. And even if you wait like 3 months and you come in, you have to talk budget with those. you better talk budget in a separate group.
Yeah.
So they come in for us the budget, it's okay. Mike comes in, yeah, it's great. Jan comes in, it's good. Jan comes in, it's also. And then they have their meeting and everybody's saying, yes, that's what you want. Don't discuss numbers with people who are not interested in numbers. When I was at Cabinet, I got a meeting with 30 people. You have to close 30 people in a meeting. This will not happen. So after 10 minutes of presentation or 5 minutes of presentation, we're like, you have some, and I got some questions like all in, okay, let's have a break. What? 20 minutes down the road, we had a break, coffee break. How long was the coffee break?
An hour.
An hour. I had to talk to everybody in person. And then I talked to Martin, for instance, and then we talked about it, and Martin went out on the phone calling his minister. And then that's how you actually use the group to, and then after 45 minutes everybody was okay, then we came and sat back down and it's like, was that okay? Was that good? And everyone went, yeah. And sometimes you got 1 or 2 people you still have to work on. It's like, okay, we'll see each other like next Thursday. And those 2 people who said no, I'll call them in. Or went to lunch or went to do something. But that's Cabinet. So I worked on them separately. And then at a given point they were like, well, and my minister will say no. I said, we'll see about that. Call your minister. I went to mine, and my minister got a call from his minister, and my minister said, Manon, you did a great job. Because the only thing she wants is to have a call from another minister, so they can exchange dossiers. But really good, because now they were talking to each other on that level. Okay? If you try to close them down in the meeting, like, you'll have to be like months down the road. Check out that one.
As doctor, I think it's a really interesting way of presentation. It's not about the product, it's more about a collaboration in the future and how we can maybe find a partnership. But you choose for an example with Victor or his grandpa. If we don't have pediatric words, how can we make it? How can we implement it?
Victor was 86.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
The grandson was
It was
also
the grandfather, not the child.
Sorry, Sebastian, please listen when we talk.
That's a difficult part of your job.
Okay,
Listen when we talk.
How can we implement it?
This is a difficult part. Now you're just correcting somebody in front of the group.
That's
Yeah. And the way you did it was not.
You would not do that in real life.
He was mesmerized by you.
Yeah.
Sorry that I...
No, I would never say something like that with the doctor. I was still not doctor. I understand you.
No, what I will say is, how can we implement it in the other words? Not only for Victor, later the big one, but which kind of department and which priority?
But that's the question we wanted, because
Okay.
you're thinking of other...
Yeah.
We say
Time out.
to me understand what you're saying, and
We did it in that hospital, in
Yeah.
that
in
part, and that
most
hospital.
Well, that's what you're doing now. You just gave an answer, so it's very good. He's already implementing it in his brain somewhere else. That's good, but you still want to loop it. You still want to talk about how the teams and how the hospitals work, and then you want to answer the question about how, but this question is like, how can you do that? You do not know this hospital. You do not know about their procedures, what they want. So what you want to do is you want to ask the question back, how would you prefer to do it? Because he will know exactly why he posed the question. That's his job. He wants to implement it like, okay? So here you go a little different path. And once he said like, yeah, and I should do it like that, you go, sounds great, fair enough. And you go, yeah, he just said it himself. So if you give the answer, if you get like too much problems in the hospital, because you want to let them talk about how they would do it. Is that okay? After that? Okay.
Yeah, it was a very powerful story. I had a flashback because I saw my own grandmother going to the hospital, being sick and stuff, so I was totally away with the story. And yeah, I was sold. In the beginning I had the same opinion as the others with the figures. I would like to see them, but then the story came in again, and then I.
Great. When can we put one in?
Yeah. So, yeah, with the story, I lost I didn't care about the figures anymore, because, like, who cares about figures when you can solve a huge problem?
So I'm having fun here. You look at my face, I don't know what to do. Yeah, the coffee, you're like... You had to see his face. That's another one again.
We looked at each other.
But that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So once they get started, they'll start arguing with each other, because he wants to do it already, and the other one, they want their numbers first. As long as they don't get the numbers, when they get back together, it will not happen. And so you have to work like that. But that's a great comment, so I will be very happy.
Okay, so it was really great. But I'm an easy target because I would like to improve things in my hospital, I would say. So you really shape this story or this new world. So for me, the numbers are important, but not in the first things. I would maybe later on have it. So it was really, for me, it worked really
Great.
good. So I don't have really practical questions. Maybe.
Great. Can we put one in next week?
Yes,
Together?
I will check with my questions on it.
Because
we are a team. Everyone is really happy.
Let's get together. I already made an appointment with him on Monday. Can you come too?
Wat ik nog wil zeggen, what I wanted to say is like this. It here went very well. So when you can have the meeting with, when you can have the meeting with Martin and Joost, so you said, that's okay, you need to vision a little bit for the other, you can connect him to a few hospitals where they actually did it. Would that be okay? Sure. So you want to have that in, and what you want to do, now you want to loop the whole room. So you get different appointments, everybody's going, you feel that there is a next step here.
Yeah.
So now instead of going to one person, you want to start looping everybody in the room. And then you can start looping about, well, everyone had some more questions. If you ask some more questions, they will have some more questions. So you don't want to ask some more questions because they all went yes, so that's okay. So you start looping in a way that, well, we're together here. You had like the vision for your hospital, that's a possibility. So you start looping them and you talk like, I'm like for years with you, and I know you want to talk about yourself and you want to talk about vegan, and then you want to go like, as already, we get the appointment in with Joost, and so the numbers, we'll get them by next week, and we'll do the mic that will be like end of next week, and I connect you with the people that will be also next week. So maybe we can come back together when you have the meeting end of this month. You can take a decision. So this is over and you can finally start. You see that? Mm-hmm. So you're now taking charge of when they're going to decide, and everybody's going like, So, because you have to organize them, and you'll never get them together anymore, and then somebody will, so if you can, so you have to do like Martin, that the numbers will be difficult. It's always difficult for some people to do the numbers. That will be difficult for me. But you give yourself enough time to actually convince them. You look that these people have like a positive thinking, and then you decide when they will come back together on the next meeting. you can take the decision. That's what you're putting in. Sounds fair enough? So, a few people say yes. Sounds fair? I don't know if that's